Fuck. Well, fucking son of a bitch. Hey. Hey.
Hey, Zuka! Are you barking at me? Are you barking at me?
Oh. What's up?
Mother. Say hi.
What's up? Could be better.
Yeah, I hear ya. I hear ya. It's all good though. You got a good friend there. Fuck the dog.
Oh yeah.
You mean the hellion of a terrorist?
Oh yeah. That's what he is. That's indeed what he is.
Oh no, seriously, he's a terrorist.
Really?
Yes. But he does. Where's your ball? Zuka, where's your ball? Really? You lost it already?
What kind of ball?
I'm gonna check him.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I did. Yes, he did. I carried him around in there.
Hey. Okay, at least that shit's working. And there's no fucking bubble to, like, pop a chat up on off screen. Thank you, YouTube. You fucking suck. Well, it's more Streamlabs, this goddamn fucking worthless app. This is just gonna be fucking Peachy King. This is gonna be fucking Peachy King. Holy fuck shit, what's up? Yeah, it's been a little too long since I've been over on this side of things, hasn't it? But honestly, at this point, it's pretty much over. The most goddamn, most bullshit fucking reason I think I could ever goddamn motherfucking think of. Like, actual, like, horse raping fucking gonna literally rip you in two with a horse cock fucking bullshit. Fuck, dude. Like, like, oh my god. So, I wouldn't think the TOS of Twitch would be, like, that fucking retarded, but it actually is fucking retarded. So, I get a fucking permaban last night somehow over fucking, like, violence against others or some shit. I'm not even fucking kidding or something. It's just like, oh, there was, like, lethal violence against someone or others with weapons or some shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, where in the actual fuck can you even find that? Like, what in the fuck? Like, where in the fuck can it, like, anywhere remotely be close to fucking having that shit? Like, it's just me that sits here, pretty much, doing, like, fuck all. And the only fucking thing I could think of is, like, if Zuko saw my lap and I'm, like, petting on him or, you know, patting on him or whatever the fuck. That's literally the only fucking thing I could think of. But there's plenty of other fucking motherfuckers and a bunch of other dipshits that got their fucking dogs on streams and shit, and they're just fine. So it's like, what the fuck? And it's a perma one, too, so there's no possibility for fucking repeals either. They're gonna try anyway, but I know it ain't gonna work. It's just a bunch of fucking bullshit. So, I mean, I don't even know. Like, I mean, honestly, there's, like, one of the main things that really made it, like, a little bit more better was just fucking, like, the fact if I'm, like, watching other shit, or fucking, you know, like, popping on or reacting or something like that, like, if I put my screen up or some shit, there's, like, a little bubble that, you know, I could pop up and actually see a chat while I'm, like, doing other things on different screens. For YouTube, though, specifically for Streamlabs, it doesn't got that. So, I can't, like, so if I'm like, you know, hey, let's go, you know, let's react to a thing, and I'm, like, off the screen now, like, you know, I'm scrolling on YouTube app now, like, there ain't no fucking shit. So if you're all saying something right now, I can't just, like, pop up a corner while I'm, like, scrolling for some shit and just see what y'all saying. So, that's the main that's also one of the fewer reasons why I haven't been on over here and shit, because it's just a lot more fucking harder to actually interact with people. At least in this format, unless I just want to stay here and just, like, not react to anything. Or whatever the fuck. This is fucking ridiculous. So, Guess we didn't hail Lord Bezos enough. Oh, fuck that faggot. I mean, fuck him. Like, who cares? At least, you know, one thing I can say more freely is, like, retarded and faggot and shit like that, because YouTube ain't so hardcore about that shit. Ugh. Like, fuck Bezos, that bald, cute-head fag boy piece of shit. Worthless old subhuman in fucking goddamn out-of-touch human conditioning fucking parasite. Motherfucker. Like, that's some shit I wish I could say on Twitch. That would have probably got me perma banned on Twitch if it wasn't for the violence against other people and shit. They probably would have used the same excuse saying that shit. Like, fuck that little cue ball worthless little fucking pissant, goddamn robot, shithead, fucking inhuman, inorganic filth. And this is another fucking problem. Like, these rich-ass cocksuckers and these fucking robber barons and these fucking, like, hedge funders and bitches and these pieces of shit, from Wojcicki to Bezos and all these other fucking cocksucking subhuman cretins, if they could even be defined as human. Like, they fucking have nothing but a total utter monopoly on these fucking platforms. And this is why these type of platforms need to be utter fucking... Like, people hate, you know, when leftists, you know, talk about shit like this, but this needs to be fucking free speech zones. They need to be fucking protected by First Amendment bullshit. There need to be public utilities where these platforms are the public space, and no one can just be fucking banned for nothing. Like, the only time someone can actually be deplatformed is, like, you know, actual, like, government fucking shit is threatened. Like, that's the only fucking time. If you want to say, oh, you know, fuck that guy, he could die for all I care, you can say that all you want. You should be able to have that fucking right. If you want to call someone a faggot, you should have every right to call that motherfucker on the platform a faggot. Fuck this shit. Fuck this TOS bullshit of, like, oh, we have to, like, tiptoe walk around bullshit because we might get banned. Fuck that shit. The people got a right to have the fucking right to say what they want. We got a right to have to be able to say our goddamn piece without some corporate little bitch boy advertiser having to, you know, get in our way and fucking be like, oh, be civil now, be corporate advertiser friendly, suck the fucking thick dick of Bezos. Fuck you. Suck the fucking cunt of Wojcicki, fucking suck on her goddamn rotten fucking pussy juice of corporate hell. Oh, yeah, suck on Bezos' fucking corporate little cum balls and shit. Oh, yes. Oh, please. Oh, make sure that our advertisements and our fucking ad revenue and our profits for these platforms go fucking through the roof for once. Because, oh, we have to find how to make these platforms profitable. It's like, fuck off. Like, the idea of social media platforms should be profitable is fucking insane to me in the fucking get-go and as a concept. This idea that, like, oh, you know, we should make sure that we can have a profit margin and, like, some profit motive to talk to people and to have a fucking interaction and shit. Was there any profit motive to having a fucking public square sitting on a goddamn soapbox in fucking New York or some shit? No, there wasn't. So where is it all of a sudden coming out now? Why is it all of a sudden now, oh, we have to have profit motives and shit? Fuck you. Fuck you, Bezos. Motherfuckers.
Who we bitching on tonight?
I got a perma ban on Twitch last night for pretty much no reason. So that's why I'm fucking freaking out now. Because, like, apparently there was, like, violence against someone or others or some shit with a weapon, which I literally have no idea how in the fuck that can even be construed or some shit. Like, the only thing I could really think of is, like, holding Zukov and, like, if, like, a song's playing in the background, I'll, like, pat on him like a little drum or something like that, but that is, like, not even close to anything remotely being, like,
stop,
threatening or some shit.
stop.
It's just, like, I mean, and the only, I'm thinking of, like, some other random thing. Like, I remember, like, when I opened this thing, I'm like, oh, shit, this thing could be, like, the weapon, because look at the size of this thing. It's a fucking rawhide, but it's, like, thick, and it's, like, you can beat somebody with this thing. Yeah. And I was like, I was doing this, like, shit, you could literally beat somebody with this. Like, boom, boom, boom. You know, pretending to fucking, like, beat somebody with it, even though I'm not. Yeah. Literally. Like, these are the only, like, two fucking things I can really think of. And yet, oh, that's banned, though. Or, like, you know, a definite perma-ban shit. It's like, what the fuck?
Dude, you gotta think about this. Everybody is being bitches.
Yeah, and also, like, not even recently, too, there's, like, two other streamers who got banned, not permanently, but, like, banned for saying cracker and shit. You know, because now that apparently that's, like, a whole discourse now. It's just, like... Oh, my God. Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. It's just, like, beyond utterly absurd how, like, you know, these crackdowns and shit are happening.
So let me guess, you bought wood?
My friend actually did.
Oh, okay.
And he brought it over. He was like, yeah. Here, use it.
Cool.
But it's wet and rainy, so it's not exactly the best time to be using it right now. Because.
Well, once it starts snowing, we can do it.
Oh yeah.
I will literally. That'd be cool.
Some things should be driven by a profit motive. No shit. Absolutely fucking not.
I would put a ban against Twitch. Tell Twitch to fuck off.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna try to do repeal anyway, but I doubt it's gonna work.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, and honestly, like, this is another reason why, again, these platforms need to be fucking utter public utilities. Like, this is fucking bullshit. The idea that we have to, like, bow to some goddamn corporate women shit. Like, fundamentally, we're the ones who own these platforms. We're the ones who make this shit fucking run. And yet we're also, at the same time, being pushed away. Being shoved off to the sidelines. And it's like, motherfucker, we make these platforms. It's people like me that do that shit. It's just small-time motherfuckers. Like, all these more bigger-time, streamers or content creators now, like, who've been around for a long fucking time, they were the motherfuckers doing it, too. Like, it ain't these goddamn fucking... Can you not? It's not these fucking, like, goddamn, like, multi-million fucking, like, PewDiePies or whatever the fuck. They're ain't the ones who make those platforms. It's the ones that actually make these goddamn fucking platforms are, the small guys, like people that make like, between like 5 to 10 to 100, 200 fucking views and shit. People making some random oddball video, whatever the fuck. These are the motherfuckers that make this shit. Not like these fucking corporate conglomerate robber baron sons of bitches that think they can fucking manipulate and fucking bend these goddamn platforms to their whim and shit. Well, I guess they can. But, I mean, can they though? Can they really? Like, how far can they really take that before it's, too far? Because I can guarantee you that, shit like this, if it keeps getting worse and worse, like it has been for the past fucking few years and shit, people are going to be done with it. We've already seen some elements of the right wanting to do this shit, being like, oh, Parler or Gab or whatever the fuck. But eventually, it's going to be so much to the point, it ain't going to be like some sort of like political issue anymore at this point. And I never thought it was. That's just a part of the culture or bullshit that, divides and fucking, obfuscates away from the actual fucking root of the problem and shit. Because, like, I mean, fundamentally, it's not about, like, oh, can we say, N-words, or can we say that, like, this and that, or whatever the fuck. It ain't about that shit. And so many, people want to think like, oh, it's about the, the pages, what we can or can't say. It's like, no, it's about the power of these fucking corporate conglomerates that own us. Like, do you really want them having to say in shit? So you want people who have profit motives, and that's the only fucking thing they give a shit about, having a say in what you get to say? You want them policing what you fucking could think? Because they do already. They do it now, they always have, they always will, they keep doing it. And the only reason why they do is because they know that people like, well, most people, honestly, dupes, will just follow the whole line and sinker for it. So they keep getting away with all this type of shit. So people that they're seen as undesirables can get fucking beaten off their platforms without a care to win. Politics and fucking, goddamn, like, positions or whatever their actual ideas are aside, fuck that shit. If they happen to remotely discuss anything remotely, close to what they deem as undesirable for the platforms, they'll just eat you. Like, there's fucking channels that are very fucking, like, pro-vax and, like, pro-fucking, like, it's like, fucking, mass and shit like that. And, they'll be talking about, like, anti-vax or some shit, calling them a bunch of idiots or whatever the fuck. And then you got, like, YouTube or these other platforms fucking, like, taking them down and shit for ostensibly spreading misinformation. It's like, what? You mean the misinformation of fucking, like, controlling, like, what info is, appropriate for your platforms and what isn't? Doing a bunch of fucking thought control and shit? Like, really? Okay. It's just a bunch of bullshit. Like, honestly, if it was like a week ban or some shit, I probably wouldn't be freaking out as much. I'd be like, oh, fuck. Okay. Maybe it was because, you know, a couple streams ago, you know, on Twitch, I was, you know, saying cracker and shit, so maybe that could have been it, but no. It wasn't, so here I am bitching. Because it feels like one of those weak things, and it would have been whatever. I wouldn't care. Like, at this point, it would have just been like, alright, well, I'll just fucking be here for a week, you know, and just, like, just chill for a while, I guess. But, no. I mean, it's not that I don't want to, you know, like, come back here and shit. Like, honestly, I wanted to, you know, eventually, down the line, well, I guess not now, but, you know, be multi-platform shit. You know, once the PC shit comes online and all that, like, fucking, you know, doing it on YouTube and Twitch and shit, like how all these other streamers do it. But now, it's pretty much just Twitch. I suppose I could do, like, the fucking, like, .gg website shit eventually, but that also, I think, is multi-platform. Because I think the stream player actually has to fucking stream from, like, either YouTube or Twitch in order for that to work, so. But, hey, this is a fucking hiccup. One I don't want, nor need, but nonetheless, here we are. I guess we're having the Vosh arc of getting banned permanently, you know, because, like, of something, like, you know, instead of, like, glassing Israel or some shit like that, like Vosh did, now it's fucking, I don't even know. Like, that's the fucked up thing. I don't even know what, you know, would have triggered that. And I don't think I'll ever get a fucking answer. Like, if they're gonna be like, hey, we did this, it's like they should show you, like, hey, you know, here's the clip in question as to why we fucking, you know, dinged you or whatever the fuck. Like, they should actually, I don't know, be communicative. It's fucking shit. I'm gonna have to try to figure out how to, like, read the chat and check shit out at the same time. Oh, you know what? I think I know. Okay, that works, I guess. My, my phone also has an ability to, like, have dual screens. So I guess this works. So I'm on YouTube and I have my screen up. Okay, well, I guess this works. It's a little convoluted, but hey, it works. What kind of bud you smoking on? Zipline. Oh, man. Bruh. Alright, hold on. Oh, bruh. Really? Okay. I hold on. It's just, son of a bitch. Bruh. Let me get a paper towel. Oh, that was nasty. Ugh. Ugh. Well, that was pleasant. Jesus Christ. Sukov, what's up, baby? You don't have all day to play with you, right? I'm not doing this all fucking day. Oh, you're a handsome boy, I know. I know. Well, at least I know Red Cloud's still kicking. Saw him pop it in. So I guess, you know, now I get to reintroduce myself and say hello again to all my lovelies that I have missed ever for so long here on the tube. But now all my Twitch lovelies are gonna have to fucking find their way over here. If they can. There's Craftwork, there's Catch Ones, which, He's more of a rare guy that comes in. Then there's Nero Communism, that our little local tanky guy. Though at least I have his Discord, so I can hit him up and be like, hey, you know, this happened. So, you can find me on the tube. So at least the people that I know I can contact and shit. I know Stefan has Mornax still, because he watches his streams on Twitch as well. So, I just told him next time you see him stream and let him know. Because then I can also at least mod him here too. In fact, actually, can I... Oh, sweet, yeah. Okay, so at least on the Streamlabs section, I can actually have a little bit more control over the chat, so I can make people mods, ban people, and shit like that here, so... Here, I'll make Venom, I'll make you a mod, because, well, you're already a mod, at least on Twitch, so... So, I don't have to, like, remod people and shit, probably. I could do a 2-minute ban? I could perma ban or do a 2-minute one. I thought YouTube had like 300 seconds. Whatever. We need some chuds. I mean, I feel like YouTube is a little bit more, they probably got like more extreme chuds in comparison to Twitch, but I feel like they're a lot more harder to come by. But the problem with YouTube and streaming on a platform like this in comparison to Twitch is that, like, the algorithms on YouTube will, like, straight up bury you. Unless you're, like, straight fucking consistent and are always, like, you know, having some form of activity on your shit. On top of, you know, like, making content. Which, at least for me, isn't that hard, I guess. But it has, like, it's like, YouTube really makes it hard. Like, you have to essentially, like, suck their cock in order to fucking actually, like, be boosted up. But, at the same time, you can take advantage of their algorithms. And if anything, I think I can probably do that. Like, the shorts, like the YouTube shorts, like, the algorithms for that are actually pretty manipulable. Like, if you upload, like, shorts, especially very frequently, like, those will actually, like, you know, algorithmically kind of get out eventually. And spread around. So, YouTube Shorts just seems like, you know, a lot of, you know, channels are starting to take advantage of that, knowing that that can help spread their content around a little bit, so. Maybe I could do that with some of my, some streams on this. Like, take a little short of, like, a funny little clip or something. I mean, it definitely would have worked for Twitch, because I know there were some funny moments there and shit, but, well, even for the stuff that is saved, it's all fucking, you know, gonna, oh my, wow. Wow. Well, man, fuck Twitch. I mean, fuck these just platforms in general, man. Little Sukov. Oh boy. Anyway, I know one thing too is there's also like the copyright shit of YouTube as well, so I also have to be a little extra careful when it comes to like background music and shit too. It's like, god damn it. I mean, not that extra careful, I suppose. There's like some background shit I can use. Ugh. But man, this, like, I'm just like hella fucking reminded as to why these goddamn fucking, you know, like, telecommunications industries and shit need to be utterly fucking just nationalized to become public utilities. Just utterly. Because honestly, like the only people I ever really see, you know, really making that argument is leftists sometimes, and then like people on the right, because they're always about like big tech and shit. which is a pretty big hypocritical thing coming from them too. But nonetheless, though, they're still all about like, hey, you know, this big tech though. I mean, they obviously got fucking more ulterior motives as to why they feel that way, but nonetheless, though, it's just like, well, I mean, whatever their motives might be for it, I mean, like, the point is still pretty correct. Like, yeah, like these fucking big tech industries and these big tech companies, from these ISPs to these fucking, you know, social media platforms, like, they need to be, you know, either broken up significantly or fucking nationalized, like, utterly. Like, one of the two, or, you know, honestly, preferably both. Like, break them up into, like, fucking, you know, like, more regional server-based fucking, like, you know, social media platforms, you know, that are all, like, connected to, more bigger servers and shit. Like, I don't fucking know. Like, there could be ways to where, the, you know, like, they could work on a total national scale and shit. Where it's just, like, you know, you still have these fucking platforms, you know, and shit, but, you know, they're just not fucking under the heel of, the fucking, you know, for-profit corporate motive. I mean, that's just the fundamental, so it's just like, you know, so the, you know, at least fundamentally the idea would be like, oh, hey, you know, these platforms like Twitch, YouTube, and shit will still exist. It would just be, you know, like, who actually runs them and who, and, like, what voices, you know, like, or what authority actually, you know, is over it, instead of a fucking for-profit corporation, like, having, you know, like, the actual, like, Fed and shit, you know, being involved, you know, honestly is better. As much as people, you know, want to cry about, like, oh, the government, it's like, at this point, I literally would rather have the government fucking, you know, run these platforms versus the fucking corporations, so whatever, eat a dick. It's like, Jesus Christ. I mean, honestly, it's just like, like, it can't be worse. Like, I mean, like, even at the end of the day, if it's not necessarily better, it's not going to get worse. Like, because there's not, like, this just for-profit incentive where there's, like, the quote-unquote private sector that, you know, could get manipulated into it. So, I mean, it's just, like, it's, at least by that notion, it definitely can't get worse, you know, if nationalized. It can only really either stay stagnant or go up. And honestly, it would just go up in, you know, improvement versus fucking, you know, degradation. Because it's literally, as we speak, every fucking day, as these platforms are owned by these for-profit entities and shit, basically fucking utterly owning and degrading these platforms. Because they just don't care. They want to be corporate-friendly, advertiser-friendly, family-friendly, or whatever the fuck that means and shit. You know, and, like, any form of fucking edge, unless it's, you know, sanctioned by the, you know, the establishment and shit, can't be allowed. Which, honestly, I'm still trying to think about, like, you know, what could have been the perma from last night and shit. And I really can't hardly fucking think of anything, aside from maybe a few things that I wouldn't even consider fucking at all, like, you know, to us whatsoever. Because it's just like me living on a dog, or, like, looking at a rawhide, just being like, oh shit, this looks like a blunt weapon type object. Like, I mean, because it's so big. I mean, like, I've done that with my goddamn fucking steamroller right here. I'm like, this thing, I nickname it the club because this thing literally looks like a club I could beat you with. Like, I mean, it's I mean, shit. It's like, you know, I mean, this shows how much, like, these TOS, like, terms of service agreements and shit are so broken and vague anyway. Because then it could just, you know, because then it could be exploited and used and abused as like, oh, well, even though you're not necessarily doing anything that is, you know, TOS, you know, it goes close enough to our vague idea of what it is that we think it is, so we're just gonna, you know, take you out anyway, even though it actually isn't. It's just like, what? I mean, it's the same argument about, like, all these other platforms, or all these other channels or people or you know, groups and shit on these platforms, like on Facebook, YouTube, etc., where they're not like crazy QAnon or conspiracy theorists or some shit, where they're just like, you know, environmentalists or like leftists, you know, or anti-capitalists and shit, and they get fucking dinged for this shit. Because sometimes they might be, you know, disgusting or reacting to shit like that might be some weird conspiratorial shit, or just doesn't fit in line with the fucking mainstream narrative, like when it comes to wars or, you know, these fucking platforms or whatever the fuck. Reaching up, reach. I guess I am the preacher to the choir, aren't I? But, I mean, nonetheless. I mean, I know one thing that people really want to try to, like, have is, like, an alternative to YouTube or Twitch and shit, but, like, I just don't necessarily see that being a actual fucking possibility. Like, because there's been so many of these different platforms, but they either usually get bought and shut down or fucking just weeded out because they can't fucking afford to keep it up. Like, there's been a few platforms that I thought were, you know, pretty, you know, promising. Like, there was actually one called Upload Stars, I think it was called. I don't know if it's still going on, to be honest, but it literally was like OG YouTube. Like, the platform, like, the way it looked was legit like OG YouTube. It had the whole star rating system. It had, like, you know, if you go on the channels, like, on people's channels, it was like the OG, like, YouTube customization of channels and shit. Like, it was like, hey, it's like, basically, hey, we're gonna take, you know, YouTube, like, and what it used to be and what made it good, and then fucking, you know, just bring that back. So it's just like, oh shit, you know. So to me, especially, that was, you know, seems pretty promising. But honestly, again, I don't know if it's actually a thing still. In fact, I'm gonna see if it is actually. I'm gonna look it up because I actually want to find out. Yeah, that's a... Okay, so it looks like it actually got rebranded into ChillSpot 1. Top social networks. Yeah, I guess it got rebranded now to ChillSpot 1. Literally the number 1. Yeah, it did. It got rebranded. Okay, so it's still a thing. Wow. Okay. Go to homepage, I guess, see what's going on here. So it looks like it kind of changed up a little bit, but... I'm just gonna click like some random channel here, I guess. Let's see what's going on in Portland. I like this name, Lady Shadow. Here, let's just check this out. What are you about? Let's see what's going on these platforms here. Subscribe, chat, videos. Yeah, so yeah. Yeah, they have videos here and shit. Yeah, it's still like OG YouTube. It's not exactly the same. It's, you know, the format's a little different, but it's there. Like, you can actually upload videos here and shit. So, yeah, so it's ChillSpot 1, like the number 1, and it still exists. So it's... It really does, like, honestly look like OG YouTube. Like, you know, like if I was back in 2008 looking at YouTube or something. I mean, it looks different, obviously. I mean, but it has that aesthetic. It's like, oh shit. It looks like you can also share videos from other platforms like YouTube and shit there as well. So, I mean, it looks like it it's kind of a catch-all type of, you know, video platform now at this point. So, I mean, it looks like there's still a thing, and honestly, like, there is activity in it. Like, I mean, when it comes to, when I was looking at these, like, members and shit, it's most viewed, and the top views are, like, a little over 500,000 and shit like that. So, I mean, still a relatively small platform, but, I mean, there's activity, and there's a lot of people that do come on here, so... I mean, honestly, this would probably be the only platform, ChillSpot, like, that would be the only one I could think of that would probably be somewhat of a decent competitor, but I think it's just because they've kind of tapped into the nostalgia of what YouTube used to be. And a lot of people love that, so, you know, especially me, so, you know, they're probably likely to come over here. But the thing is, like, more people, like, there would have to be, like, a movement of people, like, going there or some shit, like, especially very notable content creators, you know, to go on there to actually make that work. Like, if, you know, like, content creators like fucking, I mean, like, Vosh, fucking, you know, Hassan, or, you know, Destiny, just fucking, you know, hell, even just non-political ones and shit, like, fucking, like, PewDiePie or whatever the fuck, or Markiplier, or whoever the hell is, like, famous and shit these days on that front. I mean, you know, it's, like, I mean, if, like, even if a few of them moved over, not all of them, even if just a couple of them did, it would actually make it somewhat of a competitor then. Because then at that point, it's like, hey, you know, all of a sudden, there's like a bunch of big, you know, content creators that suddenly moved over off of our platform over to this one. Uh-oh. And now they have like something that financially can be somewhat of a competitor, because now you got these big names, you know, bringing money into that platform. So, I mean, ChillSpot 1 pretty much should be the only thing I could think of that, you know, could be somewhat of a viable type of, you know, like, platform against, you know, Twitch and YouTube and shit like that. But I don't think they have live streaming capabilities either, so that's also kind of a problem. Like, these content creators, you know, like, I think for ChillSpot to really, you know, kind of pop off a little more is if they had live stream capabilities. I mean, maybe they do, and I don't know yet. You know, just because I've only checked this place out a couple times. Go by most recent, see what's going on with this. Hell, even the most recent channels have like a couple views on here. Not all of them, but some of them do. Like, some of these more recent ones have like 2, 4, 5 views and shit like that. Some of them only have like 0 or 1 or you know, 2 or 3, but some of them actually have a few. So it's like, even these newer channels, you know, people like kind of pop in and say what's up. Like, the newest one here has a single view. So it's, hell, it looks like even some people are, you know, kind of popping and being like, hey, what's these newer ones about? Wait, what the hell? There's a new one called Insurance Broker. Oh, God. CWG Markets. Alright, I'm just starting to read some of these. Hold on, let's read some of these names. Outlook Benell. Always Comfy, New Jersey. NJ. Okay. The Tbikox of... huh? Okay. Tax Accountant, Perth. Oh boy. Accounting Services. Oh my god. So it looks like a couple businesses found their way here, and they're like, hey, let's add some videos to, you know, probably get people to our business. Oh my god. Well, I mean, it looks like it's a, I mean, it looks like at least it's a thing, and here, let me, is there a way to go to, like, the last page? Oh my god, I'm going, alright, there's at least, like, over, like, 300 pages of users, 400. Yeah, there's a lot of viewers on here, or users, I guess. I'm about to, like, hit 1,000 something pages here pretty soon. Oh, over 1,000 now. Oh my god. Yeah, there's a lot. Oh, cool. Cool. I'm thinking, you know, I could probably, you know, put some of my videos on there, then have like links in the descriptions to those videos on this platform, you know, linked over here. And maybe, if possible, the Twitch thing could be fixed, then I could fucking, you know, also do it there too. I honestly don't got faith in that shit getting fixed, honestly. Well, honestly, now that I think about it, I do, because then I can actually, like, talk to some of these fucking streamers and shit that mostly stream on Twitch and shit, because if I happen to pop on their shit while banned, then it's like, uh-oh, I'm suddenly a liability, so I don't want to be that, so, you know, I'm gonna have to fucking, you know, like, I'm gonna have to figure that stupid shit out. It's really some shit I did not want to be dealing with. Fuck me. You know, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. It would be kind of interesting to see if Joe Malloy's still around kicking. I suppose now will be, you know, the time to see if that's true. Because, I mean, he mainly was on the tube, and I'm not gonna lie, it's been a long time since I've seen him around. Been a long many suns and many moons since I've seen that foe around here. Long time foe. Hey, it's chill, dude. Chill guy, but been too long. Unfortunately, I probably have an idea, but about what maybe happened. Sadly, I have some suspicions, considering he was an older guy. Now, when's Flash Friday gonna happen today? I know DFF does that every Wednesday. Oh, 3:30, I think. And that's in an hour and a half. Bleh. Bleh. Kyle Kalinske fucking has been tuning in on this discourse about the cracker discourse. Oh my god, dude.
One of the top political Twitch
You
streamers.
gotta be kidding me. See, he's doing this? He's in it now?
Who is, you know, a big, not just a big Twitch streamer, but also a big YouTuber as well. They were both banned from Twitch for saying the word cracker. So let me go ahead and show you here. Nathan Grayson says Twitch has suspended two popular political streamers, Hassan the Hun.
I mean, at least for me, like I literally don't even know why I was banned.
For using the word cracker, which Twitch seemingly considers a slur. You can see Hassan is responding there to streamer bans. Twitch partner Hassanabi has been banned. Yes, it is for exactly what you think it is, anti-white racism, for using the term cracker. Okay, so he was the first to go. We'll get to the details of that in a second. And then Vosh talked about Hassan being banned, and he says, it's a massacre. He went down for hateful slurs or symbols, using hateful slurs, hate symbols.
Oh shit. It looks like Vosh got indefinitely restricted too. Wait, so he was permabanned? Vosh permabanned too? Wow. Dude, Twitch is on a crackdown. Honestly, I'm thinking maybe like Twitch's algorithms are on like crackdown mode about shit. So they're taking even the most slightest like thing that could potentially be a red flag to their algorithms on their TOS shit and just no, done. Taking it out. There's no questions asked shit. like, I think Twitch just honestly seems like they're trying to clean house. That's what it looks like to me. Like, Jesus. I mean, it looked like Vosh got another perma. And from what I understand, Hassan's so weak. It's like, Jesus. Like, Twitch is trying to clean fucking house. And I end up getting, like, fucking, you know, like, one of the fucking sniper shots. Apparently. Twitch is on crack. I'm pretty sure they've always been on crack. I mean, it's just like, what the fuck?
Manner. Examples of violative conduct include, but are not limited to, insulting another person with a hateful slur on stream, posting an ASC2, I don't know what that is, representation of a hate symbol in chat, uploading profile content that contains hateful slurs. Okay. So, my understanding is that what happened with Hassan is he was repeatedly using the word cracker, and then he was getting some pushback from his chat, and so he invited somebody on to discuss the word cracker, and the argument that he was making is like, listen, you might not like it, you might even consider it a slur, but the fact of the matter is, cracker does not hold the same sort of potency as the N-word does. And so,
no shit.
When having this conversation, we have to be nuanced and understand that there's a long history of oppression and subjugation that goes along with the N-word that doesn't exist for cracker. And, I mean, look, the fact of the matter is, if you're a white person and you've ever been called a cracker, your response generally is probably to just sort of laugh it off. Whereas, if you're a black person,
honestly,
you've been called...
Like, I mean, like, legit, though. Like, I've honestly, like, I find the word a little bit more amusing than, like, fucking... than offensive. But that's just me. Like, I mean... I do get that it is technically, like, an anti-white slur or whatever the fuck, but, I mean, it's weak as fuck. I mean, honestly, it's just, like, when it comes to how one is using it, that could be, you know, the difference, really, at least in my mind, where it's just, like, you have, like, you know, maybe a hardcore anti-white black nationalist or some shit like that, you know, just being hardcore... You know, like, oh, these goddamn male-ass fucking cracker boys and shit like that, ruining everything, and they're fucking blah, 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 you know, it's like going hardcore about, like, yeah, how, like, all these, you know, crackers are on monolith or some shit like that, then, yeah, that's, like, okay, then you're just being a racist dipshit. But, I mean, but, like, on, like, any other, like, occasion, though, in my mind, I don't know. It's like, meh.
And by some white person, it doesn't evoke the same emotions. So, that's what happened with Hassan. Like I said, Hassan was banned. I believe it's for 7 days, but I'm not 100% sure. So, Bob does a video afterwards where he's basically talking about the Hassan Piker situation and just giving his take on the Hassan Piker situation. And he didn't even call anybody cracker. And then he got banned just for having the conversation about the term cracker. Whereas Hassan early on was calling people cracker, then he had the discussion about whether or not it's okay and whether or not there's a comparison between that and the N-word. Now, what Vosh actually said on stream was interesting. He goes, look, I'll freely acknowledge I think cracker is a slur. He said, I also think Karen is a slur. And then he says, but I'm still going to use them. Chat about it, and... you know, effectively, if you're going to get banned for saying it, okay, get banned for saying it. And then he was banned. And so then his response to that was something along the lines of LMAO. So, you know, he kind of thought it was funny. I don't sense much hypocrisy on the side of Vosh here. He says, look, terms of service are what they are. They have the, you know, if they want to enforce them as they are, then go right ahead, and I have no issue with it. So he doesn't seem to have an issue with himself being banned. I don't know.
I mean, I do, though. I mean, it's just like, that's kind of my, you know, problem with it. It's just like, I mean, the fact that they're able to, like, manipulate and fucking, you know, pretty much twist, you know, TOSs into however they fucking want and shit to, you know, just kind of, you know, nick people off, you know, on whim and shit, is kind of fundamentally the fucking problem. Like, yeah, like, you know, you might personally think it's funny, lol, memes, or whatever the fuck, but, like, hey, don't chew on that. But when you got, like, fucking, you know... like an entire platform that has just like the utter control and authority to just basically fucking, you know, whoever they please and whoever they want on whim with vague TOS, you know, policies and shit, just, you know, knock people off and shit, that's a fucking problem.
or it might be longer than Hassan, or maybe indefinitely. I think with Hassan, like I said, I saw that it was a week, but I could be incorrect about that. Now, Hassan, on the other hand, is effectively going out there and saying, listen, I think it's bullshit that I was banned. These words are not equivalent. This doesn't count as a slur. Insofar as this is a slur, so is redneck, so is honky, so is, you know, this laundry list of other things, and nobody really gets banned for that. Honestly, again, to make the Karen point, it is in a similar category as cracker, and nobody really gets banned for that. In fact, Elon Musk was just on Twitter calling Senator Warren a cracker, or excuse me, not a cracker, a Karen. He said, "Don't call the manager on me, Karen," when she made the argument, hey, maybe somebody worth about $297 billion should pay more in taxes. So
No shit.
If there is some sort of objective enforcement across all the social media
I
platforms.
mean, the problem with Elon Musk there is that he's literally utter corrupt, union busting, fucking enriched from emerald slave mining and fucking money laundering, fucking, you know, elitist piece of shit. Like, I don't know, there's plenty of reasons wrong as to why, you know, he's made a statement like that. Him calling Warren a Karen, it really ain't it. In fact, I mean, it's probably like the only grain of, like, garnish of truth in that whole thing anyway, because Warren is kind of a corporatist neolib Karen, but whatever.
And they don't have the same terms of service, but if there was, then somebody would get banned for saying Karen in the same way they'd get banned for saying cracker, in the same way they'd get banned for saying the N-word. Now, what's my take on this? Well, perhaps fully none of you are going to be surprised to hear my take on this, which is that I'm a free speech absolutist. And we'll get into the details of that and the complexities of that and what that means in a second, but I think it's absurd that they were banned.
No shit.
Now, critics are pointing out, hey, listen, they are not free speech absolutists. So, you know, it's what goes around comes around. Chicken's coming home to roost type situation. So if they're, you know, cheering on other people getting banned, well, hey, now you got banned, so how you like them apples? To which I respond, I am consistent on this. And Vosh was like, hey, if they want to ban me, they can ban me. That's their prerogative, so he's consistent on it as well. But I'm consistent on the other side of it, where I say, no, they shouldn't get banned, and no, roughly 90% of the people, 80 to 90% of the people who are getting banned for various things, I don't think they should get banned either.
Thank you.
You know, I've defended right-wing ghouls, who I have a lot less in common with than I do with Vosh and Hassan. I've defended right-wing ghouls when they get banned for trying to be an edgelord and saying something dumb. And then you dig into their history, and they're massive hypocrites. And, you know, they're cheerleading on bands of lefties, but then when they get banned, it's, oh my god, my free speech. So I guess the point I'm trying to make here is I don't really care who's a hypocrite and who's not a hypocrite, because the real conversation is, what are the standards and what should happen here? And in my opinion, this isn't even close to ban-worthy. Now,
No
I do think
shit.
there's obviously a substantive and historical difference between the N-word.
I mean, honestly,
and
you know, being
R.
called cracker or just the word cracker and shit
maybe
is just
I'll
like
say something
benign as fuck.
controversial here. Maybe this is a Kyle hot take here.
I mean, it means
But I
different
don't
shit
think they should
anyway.
necessarily get banned for using the N-word. Now, if it's in the context of harassment, well, that's a different conversation. Because
At that point, then it's just, you know, at that point, then it's just fucking, you know, harassment and, you know, just like delving into fucking like, you know, hateful harassment and shit, you know, and using, you know, speech in hateful manners and shit, which at that point would be hate speech and shit. But that's, you know, tied into, you know, harassment and, you know, like, you know, fucking on people and shit. Like, you know, especially for just arbitrary shit, like, you know, the color of their skin or, you know, maybe like their sexual background or whatever the fuck. It's just like, what? I mean, it's just like, that's where, you know, those words especially, you know, become, you know, bigoted, hateful to fucking terms and shit, is when, you know, he is used against, you know, people in that way. I mean, you know, it's just like, because honestly, there's, you know, like, contexts and times where, you know, various times where these words aren't used in, you know, those type of ways and shit. I mean, like, for cracker, for example, there's saltine crackers, you know, like, I mean, it's like Ritz crackers, like, I mean, come on. You know, it's just like, for fuck's sake. And then, you know, at least for the N-word context, there's, you know, all sorts of different songs, I mean, that, you know, are sung and have lyrics and shit that have the word in there. And it's been kind of redefined as like, hey, what's up, bro? You know, essentially. At least mainly within, you know, like black language and shit. You know, this when it comes to like, you know, communication. You know, because obviously when it comes to just like, you know, saying, hey, what's up, bro? Like, you know, if a white guy's doing it or some shit, but instead of bro, it's the N-word, and it's like, yeah, that's not exactly, I wouldn't necessarily say that's a good idea. I mean, if you got, like, you know, but I mean, again, though, the context, you know, can matter as well, because, like, if, like, you're the one white guy with a bunch of black friends and shit, and your black friends and, you know, have all, like, kind of gave you the pass, so to speak, the whole, like, N-word card or whatever the fuck, you know, it's just like, yeah, we don't care, you know, we know you're chill and shit, you know, whatever, you know, use our people type of thing, you know, it's like, you're chill with us, you're in our friend group, you know, you're like family to us, so whatever, who cares, you know, there's context of that type of shit, I mean, that happens plenty of times, you know, so it's just like, I mean, it's really about, like, just the manner of how people, you know, go about it. And I think, honestly, if, you know, if these type of words and shit get, you know, kind of, like, reclaimed or retaken into more benign contexts and shit like that, I mean, then it wouldn't be as, you know, much of a negative punch, you know, to these type of things, you know what I mean? Because, honestly, you know, the only reason why they have this thing that they do and shit is because we make it that way. We, you know, and I think, you know, part of, you know, taking away that sting is kind of reclaiming it. It's why when it comes to faggot and shit, like, I mean, when it comes to that word, like, I'm bisexual, and, you know, honestly, when it comes down to it, like, I understand how that word can, you know, be used, especially in a very negative way, because especially back in the 90s, that was, like, you know, a common insult. That was, like, you know, practically like a filler word, essentially. You know, so it's like, I mean, it, you know, like, you know, knowing that, though, it's just like, at least for me personally, I don't see that word like that. Like, if anything, I see a lot of these, like, insecure right-wing, like, Nick Fuentes, fucking, you know, John Doyle types and shit like that. Like, they're more, you know, like, you know, quote-unquote faggots and shit in comparison to, like, anyone in the LGBT, like, just hands down. At least that's just my opinion. So it's like, you know, when it comes to that word, I think, you know, reclaiming that, you know, for that type of context or that type of, you know, definition shit seems like a more, like, positive way of reclaiming, you know, the word and shit. I mean, I guess it still would be technically used as an insult, but just, you know, thrown around the other way, but, I mean, nonetheless, though, it's just like, I don't, you know, it would take a lot of that inherent sting out of the word. It's like queer, like how, you know, there's the whole, like, hey, you know, we're here, we're queer, get used to it. Like, instead of being like, oh, hi, look at you, you fucking queer, and shit like that, now it's like, well, yeah, you know what, yeah, I am queer. Get used to it, bitch. You know, it's just like, now it's like, you know, kind of taken with pride. I mean, hence the whole Pride Month and shit, right? So, I mean, it's just like, if anything, they can definitely be, you know, instead of, you know, used as like a sting, used as like a torch in a way, where it's like, you know, a torch of upliftment type of shit. Where it's like, yeah, you know what, I am. Hell yeah, fuck you, bitch. What are you gonna do about it? You know, so I do think, you know, there's ways and abilities to where, you know, like these type of words and shit can be, you know, changed over time, because words do. Like, language does change and evolve and adapt over time. And, you know, I don't think, you know, these type of things are any different when it comes to, like, slurs and shit. I mean, because, you know, even to the most benign ones, to the most severe ones and shit. And obviously, at the end of the day, the context matters with these words.
And even with our First Amendment, we're the most free speech absolutist country on paper in the world here in the U.S. And even there are certain rules and certain things that you can't say. But if somebody's rapping to a rap song on stream and they say it, totally fine. If somebody's using it as a term of endearment in the black community, among the black community, one to the other person, I think that's totally fine. Obviously, there's a difference between hard ER and the soft A. I think these things are phenomenal.
Today's slur could be tomorrow's slang.
The most important point is this. I don't think that the conversation is being had in an honest way on the topic of free speech. Because usually the sense that you get is the people who are not quote-unquote free speech absolutists, their position ultimately boils down to, well, let's go on a case-by-case basis. Like, let's look at each thing on its own and then determine whether or not it's ban-worthy. But there's a huge problem with implementing some sort of policy like that. And the problem with that is people wildly disagree about what is subjectively acceptable. So, you know, lefties might say, hey, let cracker go, but ban every time somebody says the N-word, whether it's hard ER or soft A, just ban it. But then you might have right-wingers who say the exact opposite. Or you might have right-wingers who say, let it all go. And once you open that door to like, well, look at it on a case-by-case basis and try to determine what the best path is.
Did you see Kyle's video where Benny Boy
really is a
Shabibo compared leftists into a doctor giving out morphine? Huh? What? Was that supposed to be a gotcha towards lefties? Because I don't think it is. It doesn't seem like it would be there, you know what I mean? Oh shit. Status quo is going to go live in 30 minutes. Amazon workers rally after 6 Illinois workers die working through tornadoes and shit. Damn, dude. You think it's some kind of gotcha? Well, I don't think it is. Like, hey, doctor, you know, it's just like, you know, like, leftism is just like doctors giving out morphine. It's like, wait, what? Honestly, that doesn't even really make sense. Like, how is, like, being a lefty, like, given morphine? Like, huh? It's just supposed to be like, here, we're giving out free endorphins and utopia and free, like, unicorns and shit. Is he trying to do that because if you get a shot of morphine, you're just like, ground control to Major Tom. You know, just like lit off your fucking ass. Like, I mean, you know, it's just like, I mean, I've had morphine before, you know, because I've had, you know, surgeries before and shit, and it's just like, yeah, you're like, boom, you're like, you get lit. Like, you're in the sky, like, you're not even in the sky, like, you're orbiting Pluto, like, you've went interstellar. You've left our solar system, you know what I mean? You're just like, whoa. Like, all cares in the world are just gone, you just so, like, no fucks given, like, I mean, it's like, whoa. I mean, so... Like, I want that doctor. No shit. Besides, it's medicinal, like, opioid and shit. No, not opioid. Well, would it be? No. I know it would be, like, medicinal heroin. So it's just like, you know, you get the clean stuff. It's pure. It's medicinal. I mean, get a healthy dose of that and just, like, you're just gone. Like, dude, nice. Yeah, like, I mean, we're gonna get a doctor like that, man. Wait, hold on. Oh. Wait. DFF is, like, banned from live streaming for a week? Wow, dude. Shittier show on my Maze the Atheist channel. Much love, humanoids. Do the whole shebang publicly. Can't do flash fried, so onion nuggets. Oh, so they're doing flash fried on TJ's channel, and they're essentially just gonna do the whole thing publicly. Dude, fuck yeah! You know what? Silver lining, man. Silver lining. There's some silver linings out there, and you know what? I think that's one right there. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Do you love Patreon? Not now. Fuck off if you're fucking bullshit. All the unwashed masses in. I mean, yeah, dude. So they're gonna go live here in what? It doesn't say. It just says waiting, and it looks. Hold on, here I'm just gonna do this real quick. The Amazing Atheist. Dun, 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 dun. Upcoming scheduled for 3:30 p.m. So still scheduled at the same time. Cool. Cool. And doing the whole thing publicly? Nice, man. You'll be live in a little over an hour, but I'm probably not going to be streaming by that point. Because I got a couple things to do for today. But I at least have 3 days off, so. But, I know. Onion nuggets sound nasty. I mean, they sound nasty, but think about it. Like, you know onion rings, right? You got the onion rings, which essentially, like fried. Weed, please. Luz de Santos, a mano. Anyway, like, so you got onion rings. And then, what the fuck? Hold on. Okay, that's a lot better. Okay. So you have onion rings. You got that fried batter that comes on those onion rings, right? So break that down. Like literally, like so you cut so you get the onion ring, and so let's say you cut it into like eighths or something like that, or into fifths or something, into like little bite-sized pieces, and then you put the batter over it. If you think about it, that's essentially what an onion nugget is. It's an onion ring, but in a more bite-sized piece with the batter wrapped around it. So is it really that nasty? It sounds nasty, but if you think about it though and break it down, it's just an onion ring, but just a bite-sized piece. I mean, sometimes you get those in onion rings because, like, I mean, I've had those before where you'll get like such a small onion ring, it's just like a little onion ball, like a little onion nugget. I mean, so, like, every now and then you might find those in onion rings and shit. Like, I have before, so it's like, I mean, like, if you think about it, they really aren't that bad. It's just an onion ring, but just bite-sized. They sound nasty because onion nugget doesn't sound like... it just sounds wrong, It does. I'm not going to deny that, but, I mean, as a food, though, it's just an onion ring, but bite-sized. So, I mean, it can't be that bad. It's basically just an onion ring, but just bite-sized. I mean, I don't know, like, that's what I think, like, when breaking it down, to the technicality of what it is. Sukov, why are you licking your booty? I've been hearing you, like, slop on that, and then I look down, and you've just been doing that. Like, you've been doing that the entire time, dude? Are you bored? What's going on? Why were you doing, Nasty, bro. Nasty. Look at you, you silly thing. Oh, you're a silly boy. Look at you. Oh, you're so handsome. Look at you, you're such a handsome baby. I rewatched the thing last night with my roommates. She had to close her eyes during the part of the dog staring early, and yeah. I mean, though, if you think about it, that's the worst scene in the film in terms of horror. I mean, at least when it comes to visual horror. Like, the movie gets more scarier psychologically, but, like, as to visual horror, like, that... It's pretty much like a prep. Like, hey, if you can handle the visuals of this scene at the beginning of this fucking movie, you can handle the rest of this. You know what I mean? Like, it's essentially a test. That scene is a test. Like, that's, like, John Carpenter, I, like, swear, that scene was basically a test to people's, like, mettle when it comes to, like, horror and, you know, visual shit, you know, when it comes to that. Because, honestly, like, when it comes to a lot of the other scenes in the film, they're scary as fuck, and they're pretty on par to that scene, but that scene is, like, there's something different about, like, the dogs getting all fucked up by the thing versus the humans, you know what I mean? Like, there's something extra to it. Like, that's why I think, you know, that scene was put there at the beginning, because because of that. Like, the extra psychological, like, oh no, the dogs, they don't know better, you know? So it's just, like, it didn't, you know, it's like, ooh. Like, there's a little extra spice, you know? So, it's like, ugh. Aha. Aha. Glad I checked a little more next. Yeah, I literally don't, I went on a goddamn fucking rant about that at the beginning of that, at the beginning of this. And honestly, it's just like, I really legit don't know what fucking, you know, triggered it. And by the way, it was a fucking perma too. So, I literally don't know what the actual, like, goat fuck, you know, could have even remotely possibly triggered it. Because it's the most stupidest fucking thing ever too. Not even kidding. Because I screenshot the fucking shit. Hold on. Unsafe use of lethal weapons against others. Like, where in the actual fuck, like, could that even be interpreted in anything? Like, dead ass. You know what? Since you're here, doing this. Mod. Lethal weapons. Yeah! Smoking around your puppo? That couldn't have been it. Because that would have been, like, you know, substances and shit, not weapons. Like, maybe, I really honestly, I really don't know. Unless Zukov is considered a lethal weapon. Maybe me, like, I mean, maybe the few times when I have him on my lap and I'm, like, patting on him a little bit and shit, you can appeal. I'm doing that later today. Because I literally can't, like, I don't, there's like another, like, there's another thing I was thinking of, because I pulled this out when I gave this to Zukov, I think that stream too, where I'm just like, oh shit, this thing could be like a weapon. Look at this fucking thing. It's like a foot long, and it's like hard as shit. Like, I can, like, smack someone up the head with this damn thing. Like, you know, where I'm just like, ugh. Like, I don't know if it's, you know, because at one point I was like, you know, pretending like, cause like, damn, we could use this as a weapon, you know, like that. I don't know if it, like, was that, even though it's like literally a rawhide. So I don't know, like, like, from what I understand, cause of, like, you know, like, I remember not too long ago, fucking Demon Mama had like a temporary ban. I think Vosh has a perma as well, and then fucking motherfucking, what's it called, you know, Hassan got a 7-day, ban and shit. It's like, the part of me thinks, like, you know, because of, like, some of this other bullshit of, like, the cracker discourse or whatever the fuck, like, they're pretty much having their algorithm, like, clean house. And just taking any slightest little thing that, you know, people will use to fucking, like, you know, do fucking, like, you know, like, you know, reports on channels, even though they're fucking bullshit, and just essentially be like, nope, you know, just like not taking chances. Because at least from where I stand, when it comes to permas, there's no possibility of repeal. At least, you know, from what it was mentioning in there, but I'm still going to try at least. So honestly, I don't really have any faith that it's going to get repealed. But honestly, like, I'm just going to be straight up, be like, show me, like, you know, if, like, honestly, like, I can't think of a fucking thing. And even if there is, can you show me where the fuck it is so I can, you know, at least understand, you know, like, you know, what, you know, possibly could have triggered that shit. So then I can, you know, think back to what that shit was and, you know, so like, in whatever the fuck. But I honestly don't think there is anything. So maybe, you know, if I do put a repeal into it and shit, you know, and an actual human being goes over and looks over that shit, maybe they can, you know, realize, oh, yeah, this is kind of some bullshit, and just, like, you know, just, like, kind of nick it off or whatever, but I don't fucking know. Like, I'm thinking, you know, I know my friend showed up last night, and I don't know what, you know, like, he possibly, you know, could have done and shit. Like, he first showed up, and fucking, I mean, he was fucking around with that dumb little air gun and shit, or whatever the fuck. Could that have even been it? But he wasn't even really on, like, stream, really. So it's just like, I mean, at that point, would it just be like, you know, fucking digging me because, like, he was in the background or something? With not even a real weapon? It's like some sort of, like, little spring, little, like, broken-ass, like, air gun that doesn't even work. Like, you can't do, like, you literally can't do anything with it besides just, like, it just only makes, like, a little sound. Like, that's it. Like, I think I've tried launching a little BB out of it. I don't think, it literally doesn't even work. It's just basically, like, a pipe. It's just like a pipe with, like, a few mechanics in it. So it's just like, huh? Like, if it was that, then, like, he was saying about guns, thinking it was real. Talking shit about weapons, about maybe, but, like, maybe, because, you know, my friend is pretty fucking, like, careless about, you know, saying shit, and he also literally is, like, pretty much from the street, born and raised on that shit, so, like, you know, but he's been on streams in the past, you know, being like that, though, so it's like, I don't know, it just seems like some, like, I really can't think of an actual fucking merited possibility. Even if there is a perma one, like, I mean, if there was, like, you know, legit fucking, like, you know, harmful shit going on where I was, like, you know, like, playing around with my fucking knife or some shit, like, I don't even know where that is right now. That's, like, usually had it over here. Oh, it's in my room, now that I think about it. Maybe. Sometimes I have it over here. I guess I don't. Whatever, it's not that important. But, like, I mean, every now and then I have, like, you know, my knife. And I have my knife from work and shit, which is just a little box cutter knife. And there's every now and then I'll kind of, like, flick that around and, you know, because it's, like, one you can flick open and shit. I mean, but it's like, there's nothing inherently, like, unsafe about that, or whatever the fuck. It's not like I'm, like, you know, doing stupid shit with it. Like, so, I don't know. Like, out of all the possibilities, like, and honestly, some of these, you know, merited cases happened, like, weeks ago, or multiple streams ago, like, well before this. So, it's just like, and honestly, I could think of times where they could have, you know, banned me either temporarily or permanently, you know, in the past and shit. It's just like, and honestly, if there's the whole idea of, like, oh, lethal weapons and shit like that, then what about the times I was at those protests and shit last year? I mean, out of all the times those fucking fascist pigs and shit were brutalizing, beating people and shit, fucking tear gassing the fuck out of people, like, out of all that shit, you know, they could have easily, I feel like, you know, that'd just be bad publicity on Twitch's part, which is why they probably didn't, but, like, honestly, legit, though, they could have. And they probably have for some channels too, even back then. I'm pretty sure they did, you know, for certain channels. You know, so it's just like, out of all the times they could have done it, all the times. It's like, Jesus. Friend's a walking TOS. He really is. He straight up is a fucking walking TOS. I mean, I have a few friends like that. Like my friend Stefan and then my friend Logan, like they're the only ones that aren't like inherent walking TOSs. Oh shit. YouTube have a hiccup. Do this real quick. Yeah, no. Looks like they're still going. Yeah, okay. 10 days till Christmas. Oh yeah, you're fucking right, dude. Thursday, I'm gonna have to like do some shopping and shit. I just don't know what. That's kind of the thing. I'm just gonna keep it small. Because my mom was saying like, hey, I only got like, you know, you and some of the folks just like one thing. I'm like, that's fine. I'm probably just gonna do the same thing. So. Look at you. Handsome boy. Looking at my YouTube notifications. I love this. So, I forgot what it was. It was, AJ Plus. Like, they had, like, this little, like, community post thing where, you know, most of the name's time person here, and I kind of reacted to it saying, it'd be pretty base if Elon just simply disappeared. I mean, wouldn't that be a shame? Someone's, like, based indeed, and then someone's just like, it's the jealousy speaking, lol. And someone else is like responded to that. I responded to do too, just, you know, going off about why Elon must be a shit. I mean, pretty self-explanatory. And then it's just like, not jealousy, acknowledgement of unfairness, as someone else was saying. How are we going to be jealous of a man that doesn't even pay taxes? I mean, no shit though. How is it unfair? Even you wouldn't have to pay taxes if for the stocks, you know, that's the system. Oh my god. That's not the point. That's not unfair, that's just the way it works, bro. Not gonna put much stock at what time has to say. Well, me neither. And honestly, like, I mean, that's kind of what that was my whole point about it. I mean, if anything, it just, like, gave me an excuse to kind of, like, fuck on Musk a little more. But, you know, aside from that, it's just like, whatever. I mean, they had Hitler on the goddamn fucking Time magazine at one point. So, it's just like, I mean, am I supposed to be like, ah! Just, like, appalled or something? I mean, it's just like, come on. Well, You're just a sweet boy. You're just a sweet boy. Can't help but just give him a little bit of love. It's just a little bit of love. Have you loved on Zukov today? I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I woke up this morning pretty pissed off because I found out last night about, you know, the band, so... You didn't really get it right away when I woke up, but... Once I let him outside and all that shit, and then brought him back in, gave him some treats and all that shit, you know. I gave him some love snuggles. Because initially I was just like, bruh, quit getting in my way, I gotta go to the bathroom, I'm mad. Yeah, just like that. Or he's just like, oh, okay, alright, I'll move. But I wasn't being like, you know, whatever at him or nothing. I was just like, bruh, move, come on, you're in my way. You're not now, you're fine. You're okay, you sweet baby. He looked up at me when I did that. When I said that, he's like, what? I'm right here, I'm just laying down, dude. Sweet baby. You thought I was in your way or something. You thought you was in the way. Look at that little foot. Yeah. Yeah. Look at that little foot go. I figured it out. Zukov is the weapon. I mean, like, honestly, I'm honestly really thinking about it. Could that honestly be it? Because I like to joke about how Zukov is like a little terrorist and shit. And, like, you know, his weapon of mass cuteness. Like, I mean, honestly, could it really, like, could it be that? Because I do that, like, every stream. I mean, like, I've also joked about how, like, he's so damn cute, I could just, you know, put him up in a little pot roast, fucking cook him up in a little oven at 425 and shit. Like, I mean, I joke about it, but it's not literally, like, it's pretty obvious it's fucking not serious, you know? So it's like, like, could that really be it? Because if it is, that's the most stupidest shit. And I think any human being who sees that would realize it's a fucking joke and not serious and not even remotely close to, like, having actual intent of hurting him or him being a weapon or whatever. Like, oh my god, I swear to God, if it really was something like that, oh my god, I would. Look at you. Oh my god, this thing. You gotta come here, boy. Oh my god. Bruh. Bruh. Really? What can I give you right now? There's nothing really I can get him. Shit. Come here! Come here! What the hell? Oh my fucking god. Right, well, I wanted to be on my lap.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm dropping shit. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh. Oh my baby. Oh my baby. Oh my baby.
I don't know where that mouth been. Ooh. Who's this sweet handsome boy, huh? Who's the sweet handsome boy? Who's the sweet handsome little boy? Oh my goodness.
What? What?
Let that boy give you kisses. He was licking his ass like 20 minutes ago. Hell no. Oh, you boy. You boy. Oh, you sweet boy. Oh, you're just a handsome boy. Oh, you're just a sweet boy. You're so goofy. Why are you so goofy? Oh. Oh my fucking god. At least he doesn't try to slip you some tongue like my mom's dogs. Oh god. No, he'll do that sometimes. But you have to get pretty close to him. Oh my god, you ridiculous boy. You are ridiculous. Look at you. Oh. What is this? What are you doing? Do you even understand what you're trying to do here? Oh my god. No. Little Boston Terriers have hooked tongues that go right up your nose. Oh, dude. Bear used to do that. Like, if he got close to you, he could do that. And it's like, oh god, no. At least your tongue's too big to do that, thank god. Oh. Oh. Who's your sweet boy, buddy? Yeah. Who's the boy? Who's the boy? Oh. Are you just a handsome boy? Are you not just a handsome boy? Oh my god. Or you're just not a handsome boy. I just love this little white tuft you have right here. It's so cute. This guy, little white poof. She's like, I smell those treats over there. I want the treats. I want the treats. You're ridiculous. Oh. Oh, you're so sweet. You're just so sweet. He's got his feet on my arm, just like, here. Oh my god, you're so cute.
God, you're just a boy. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at that little foot. Yeah, like that.
He just has this, like, look of boredom. Just like, yes. I suppose this pleases me. I suppose this is excellent. Yes, I suppose. Yes. I suppose this is fairly adequate.
Those little feet. Oh my God, both of them are going. Oh, I got both of them. Oh.
You don't even know what to do.
You're just like, oh. Oh, just a baby. Just a baby. He's just a little baby. You don't even know what to do with all those belly rubs. You don't even know what to do with all those belly rubs.
Oh, you're so handsome. Oh my goodness. Oh, just a cute little boy. Just sweet little boy he is. I'll give him a little something. This guy would suck for these things. Like, he'll go through these things quick. No. Up. Good boy. He's doing a really good job at standing. Like, it's pretty impressive now. It's like, nice. I love it. It's exciting. Ooh. Well, that felt good. Nice. He's eating it, but he has his old booty sticking up. He's all laying down like this, but his booty's like kaboom, just sticking straight up. Now you're looking back at me like, what, you talking about me, bro? Oh my god, oh my fucking god, hold on. Okay, this is just like, what the fuck? Oh, now you stood up. Wow. He's got a whole booty just sticking in the air when he's eating that. It's like, what the fuck? Oh, what a goofball. What a fucking goddamn goofball, man. No, where did that fucking last thing go? Oh, wait, no, it's not gonna be in there. It's gonna be in there. Should be about 30 minutes until DFF goes live. Well, I guess DFF. Last, I got me some business. So, I think I at least get this last little fumble grounded up and toked up and all that fun shit. Work today, not today. I got 3 days off, so I'm gonna, you know, at least a part of my business is dealing with some bullshit with I was some point this week gonna go to the union office, deal some of that shit, because there's a couple things I want to follow up with them on. And then, well, at this point, especially going to the library, you know, to, you know, deal with this, so that's gonna be pleasant. Then, yeah. There's at least a few things I gotta deal with and shit, but also had a plan to go see Mama, so go out to visit her and shit, see how she's doing. Hey, would you quit doing that? Quit looking at that booty, bro. What's with you and booty licking? Like, do that to yourself, to people, to, like, our dogs? Like, you got, like, a thing about that, bro. Would you knock it off? It's weird. I think I might have just heard the mailman, or mailwoman, actually. I think she just drove by and just delivered some of the goods. Amazon's web services outage a second in 2 weeks. Damn. I love it. Good, their shit better crash more. Crash, damn you. Whoa. Whoa. Look at you. Look at you be so cute. Pure weaponized cuteness, man. Weaponized cuteness. Look. Look at your boy. He's so cute. You just need to stop with the cuteness. Stop the handsomeness. It's too much. It is too much, my boy. I don't think any of us can handle the cuteness that you have to offer. That's why there's only a temporary amount of time to where you can be presented to these people. Have to wait 30 minutes for DFF to go live. Ugh. Thinking at least, you know, I'll make my journeys, you know, with my business around that time. Get some food in between, feed my bellies. So I'm feeling a bit peckish, I'm not gonna lie. Peckish for some of that food. Thinking a nice fat burrito. Sounds pretty amazing right about now, I'm not gonna lie. It's just a fat chunker of a burrito. Just like... Just smack that ass up. Just like... Anyway. I'll be back on later this evening and all that fun shit. So. Ugh. Good old tube. Gotta love it. Wait, what's this? I like how this. Do you wish to stop broadcasting? And then there's like a check mark of whether I want to end the YouTube live sessions. Like, wait, what? I mean, the whole idea of stopping it is, yeah, to also end the session as well. But anyway, but yeah, like I said, I'll be back later tonight after all my fun sheaves and shit. I think we see what some of the Flash Files commentary is all about tonight too. And Sukov, you probably want to be outside for a little bit, huh? I'll take you for a little walk to go get a burrito with you. I know you'll like that. Chuck the rope around a little bit. Yeah, I bet you love that because there's a big fat field in it. Do you mind? Oh my God, you patting at my. Alright, but anyway. I'll be back again, like I said, later night. So, peace out. And I'll see y'all in that next one. So.